flow. We'll show you what we've come to know on board while sailing wisdom.
Oh, it's a beautiful day in Swansboro, and we're here for a few days because there's some weather coming, and this is a really nice anchorage. We gotta get some stuff done that's the less glamorous side of cruising, and that is laundry and water collection. So first thing we're gonna do is laundry. We've heaped up a large amount, and we have to walk a mile to the laundromat. Okay, it's a 20-minute walk to the laundromat, 1 mile. So we have to carry the laundry. And by we, I mean mostly Herbie.
I could never settle down too far away from my hometown. With my family I am bound. Stick by them till I'm in the ground.
All right, Maddie's walking Morty while I'm flushing the water out of the hose, because nothing tastes worse than old hose water. So we're gonna get all that flushed out, make the water in the hose taste good, and then we'll put that into our water tanks. So when you're docking alone, you wanna do 2 things. First, dock straight into the wind and current if you can. You can't pick the conditions, but if you have a choice and you can be bow into the wind or current, or stern into the wind or current, always choose your bow. Second, spring line first. So when I'm docking, I'm at the helm, I have the spring line here at the gate. All I do is get up to the pier, bring it real up close, and then just leave the helm. Ideally turn towards the pier when you leave it, that way if anything the boat will, bring itself in. And then grab the spring line at the gate, jump onto the pier, and cleat it off. Cleat it nice and tight. The boat's still gonna be going forward because you're neutral. That's another important thing. Be in neutral when you leave the helm. And the boat's gonna be drifting forward because it has momentum. You tie the spring cleat to a cleat as quickly and as close as you can. It'll stop the boat. When the boat stops, it's then gonna go drifting back because you're bow into the wind and current. As it goes drifting back, you go shortening that. If you let that line long, the boat can spin away from the pier and just make a whole lot of problems. So keep that line super short, and at its shortest point, tie it off. And then when you got that one tied off, run and tie the bow or the stern, whichever one you want, but get another one on. Once you got 2 points, you're good. You don't have to worry about it. Then with leisure and calmness, you can go around and get the 3rd line, and then you're tied nice and tight, real close to the pier, and you didn't need any help to do it. Now to do this, you obviously need fenders, lots and lots of fenders, and you want them set to the appropriate height of your pier. So if you're coming into a floating dock like this, it's probably going to be really low to the waterline. So have your fenders go from the waterline up. If you got really long fenders like we do, have them from the rub rail all the way down to the waterline. And then if you have a sailboat like we do, the widest part is always the middle. That's near the mast. That's the beamiest part of the boat. So have a bunch of fenders there because that part's gonna hit. Then bow and stern, especially with tumble homes and all the angles that you're going to be having, have some ball fenders there. That way they're bigger, they're poofier, and they'll save your skin when you come into the pier a little too hot. All right, so we got 100 gallons up here in the bow. We got 60 more gallons in the salon. Okay, to get off this pier, we're going to do the opposite. So I'm going to keep the spring line nice and tight. I'm going to ease the bow. I turn the rudder so that now it's going to push the bow off, push the stern in. So we're going to ease the bow out, let it go kind of falling out, and then when it's far enough off, then we can release it, release the stern, release the spring, hop in, gun it forward, and hopefully go perpendicular away from the pier.
We've been here in Swansboro for 5 days, believe it or not. The weather hasn't been cooperating, but also we're happy to be stuck here. It's been a really beautiful, friendly town, and it's a little bittersweet to leave, but it's time to go. Our next stop is Beaufort in Morehead City, and I'm excited to see Beaufort. We haven't seen it before. It's gonna be a new place for us.
everyone always wants to know about single-handing. It's, you know, single-handed maneuvers. How do you get the sails up? How do you get the anchor up? How do you dock single-handed? Well, the truth is, it can be done, but it's so much easier with someone that helps you. So on Wisdom, Maddie knows how to do everything. She can single-hand this boat just as well as I can. So it's really awesome because like today I'm a little tired. So I'm just sitting at the helm and I just had to ask Maddie, I'm like, Mads, could you get the sails up and the fenders up and absolutely everything done while I just sit here and sail and steer and you do all the hard work? And it's great, like, it's awesome. So yes, it's nice to know how to single hand and it's good that everyone knows how to single hand the boat, but a two-person crew is just so much more rewarding.
I don't know about rewarding, but working as a team, there's definitely something to be said for it, and it's really nice to, it's just so much easier to have one person doing one thing while the other person does the other. I mean, ease of everything and smoothness of everything is really, really nice to have. Now here's some peaches. I made peaches.
Thanks, babe.
Hey, boy.
It's getting dark in here.
Oh, yeah.
Feels like I've been here 1,000 years. Could you bring some light to me? Or just sit beside me and never leave?
Hi, baby.
We got the sails up, we're sailing along, we're going 5 knots, we're barely motoring, we're just using a little bit of power because the batteries are full and the solar panels are giving us all this power, so we're motoring at the same rate that the solar panels give. Because why not? It's free power.
Bogue Sound is a notoriously terrible stretch. It's 20 miles, it's often foggy, the winds can be squirrely, but today is a beautiful day, and that's because we chose it. We have the gift of time, so we waited out all of the bad weather in Swansboro, and now on this gorgeous day, we're tackling the Bogue Sound with no problem. And it's just gonna be a really enjoyable sail.
All right, we're coming up on our anchorage here at Morehead City, and it's really exposed and kind of choppy, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep going. Got about 5 more miles to go, and we're gonna anchor in Beaufort.
While we were trying to decide whether to go to Morehead City or Beaufort, I looked up the towns and I found that Morehead City was established as a town in 2007, whereas Beaufort was established in 1713. So I decided that we're gonna go to Beaufort. Our anchor is down here in Beaufort, and it's a very popular spot. I didn't realize how many sailors stopped here, but it's a really full anchorage. So it took us a few tries to find a place that we were really comfortable with, since we have to put out a lot of scope since we're so heavy. So we're happy, we're excited to be here, and check out this anchorage.
I saw 4 horse pony things.
All right, so we just had a bit of mayhem.
Well, that was a learning experience. We're making our way from Beaufort all the way up to Oriental.
Thanks for watching this episode of Sailing Wisdom. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next Rigging Doctor episode. And if you're interested in even more Rigging Doctor awesomeness, consider becoming a patron to see all of our extras. Can't wait to see you next time as you join us out here on the high seas.